Greetings to you all. I just wanted to give a quick little wrap up on my experience with NoFap. Just to start off, um, I heard about it initially through a book that I didn't read. I actually listened to the audiobook version of it online on YouTube, and it was The Think and Grow Rich. The Think and Grow Rich book by the famous author, what was his name? Oh, whatever. It'll come to me by the end of this video. But basically, he talks about a phenomenon called sexual transmutation, and that has to do with abstaining from sex, abstaining from obviously fat, and what it does. Since sexual desire is the most primal and most powerful genetically innate characteristic to humanity, given that gravity, that magnitude of power that it has, you can, by abstaining from sex, by abstaining from utilizing it for sexual means, for pleasure, as typically humans use it for, instead of reproduction. When you abstain from it, you gain such power and magnitude and direction and guidance, and pretty much everything opens up for you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in every uh, one of those powerful aspects of living. And it pretty much makes it so that you can channel that energy into anything that you desire, into all your goals, into all your desires, into all your motivations. You can, um, you know, people have found themselves like being more focused, being more productive, having a lot more energy. That's a lot of what people claim. And just hearing about all that, it really made me curious. I was like, I wonder if I can give that a shot. Then I started doing a little more research, and I found out that it's called no fap, and that's what people typically term it. And of course, all the benefits that people describe on no fap are the exact same as described as channeling that sexual energy through sexual transmutation. So my curiosity continued, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let me give it a shot. I did, and man, like it must have been like the first couple months. It was so hard to get through. Like, let me give a little bit of my background. Fapping has been just pretty much the center of my life. Like I have just been extremely sexually charged as a child, all the way up to I don't know when. I still am. You know what I mean? I still am. Even though I'm no fap right now, I still feel. But like I said, we're all wired for sexuality as our strongest instinctive, genetically predisposed trait as human beings. That is our strongest. It overrides everything. Reproduction overrides everything, even our desire for eating. Our desire for eating eventually leads down to reproductive strength so that we can pass on our DNA. So, yes, sexual energy trumps all. So, yeah, I heard a lot of stories about it. It was hard for me because I've had a sexual history where I've went fat crazy. I have, um, just I had a period in my life where I was getting like quite a bit of females who were attracted to me, being a young little cutie, coming up in high school. Like it really, I was really, let me just put it in layman's terms, I was very much a sex fanatic and sex fiend. And I still kind of feel like I have that in me. But what I realize is it's not actually being a sex fanatic, it's misguided energy. That's all that's all becoming a sexual fanatic is. All you're doing is channeling your energy through sexual means. You don't have to once you realize, and you'll begin to realize that using no fap. You'll begin to realize that all it is energy that is misguided, which is why you initially had that issue with continuing to fap, with continuing to be a sex being, with continuing to I mean, like I was seeing prostitutes, I was dating multiple women at the same time, like everything under the sun. It was horrible. I'm not proud of it. But what I am proud of is where I am now, which is all that matters, and not my past, period. Um, So with that being said, Napoleon Hill, there we go, I finally remembered it. Napoleon Hill is the author of the book called Think and Grow Rich, which had a chapter in it about sexual transmutation. There we go. Now you have the title. See, my brain was just, even though I was talking to you, my brain was just searching for that name the entire time. So now that you have it, back to what I was talking about. So yes, I have a pretty um, extensive sexual history, or history for being over sexual. Um, but once again, it's our primal instinct. And maybe like the first 2 months in the NoFap, I was already seeing benefits. I was like, but like I said, the compulsion was definitely there. It's a compulsion when you realize uncontrolled and misguided energy becomes a compulsion. Whether it's drinking, FAP, um, maybe you're a verbally abusive person, maybe you bite your fingernails too much. Like it could be anything. Overeating, misguided energy. That's all it falls. That's the only category it falls into, misguided energy. Um, so it was difficult for the first 2 months. The first time I tried no fap, I went for maybe like 4 or 5 months, and I made no sex and no fap, like nothing. But then I finally slept with a female, and that led to the chaser effect, which is pretty much withdrawal symptoms, just like a drug dealer experiences when they stop smoking crack, or okay, maybe somebody that stopped smoking cigarettes, after doing it for 3 years. Like you pretty much, your body's gonna almost reject I mean anything else that you consume, because it wants what it wants. It wants what you've been feeding it for so long, which is that nicotine high, that rush, you know, just like the dopamine high that you experience from cocaine. Like, so that's pretty much the same thing. It works on the same principle. Anything that you experience in life that is pleasurable has everything to do with your dopamine receptors. So it literally is you got as if you're experiencing withdrawal symptoms from a drug. It literally is the same thing, because they're acting on those same dopamine receptors that are responsible for that pleasure effect. So I experienced withdrawal. It was difficult to do, um, but I did notice that I was just changed. It felt like I was just a different person. I was more in control of myself. I just had confidence that was through the roof. I used to have trouble talking to women. Like I was just walking up to women because that energy is there, and it's channeled through that energy that you had, that you channeled negatively towards FAP, immediately looks for an outlet. It's just sitting there and it's saying, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I got to do something. Where am I going to go? And then it starts shooting out into other aspects of your life. No pun intended. It starts shooting out though. And it's other aspects of your life, public speaking, anxiety. Like my anxiety just diminished. Like I just would walk into a room and start talking to anybody or everybody at the same time. Like it just was nothing to me, and confidence was just definitely there. So that was like my first chapter of No Fap. But now I'm on a 6 month kick in 3 days. Today's September 27th. So October 1st, in 3 days, it will have been 6 months. April 1st, 2016 was the last day that I had sex. So since then, no fap, no sex, nothing. I had glanced at porn a few times, but it's weird. After no fapping for so long, like porn almost, it didn't turn me off, but I just looked at it as so being so unnatural. As I heard another no fapper describe it, it just seems so unnatural. Like why, if you think about it, if you really really think about it, you begin to realize how we are mentally ill to want to participate in porn. And to participate in porn viewing. Like you're watching somebody else perform sexually for money, while you pleasure, you know what I mean, and you gain pleasure from that. And you know what I mean, in terms of masturbation, you physically pleasure yourself in the middle of you watching it. It doesn't sound right at all. It doesn't sound right at all, because it isn't right. Extremely unnatural, and that starts to contort and to mutate your way of thinking, your psychology, which results in this mental illness, this pattern, this cycle where you feel like you have to keep going. And I struggled with that for so long. I was man, I was living in weird places. I was getting caught by weird people. Like, it was really bad, you know. But, here I am on a 6 month kick. It feels great. Um, I just want to tell anybody out there that's thinking about it to just go ahead and do it. Don't even think about it, just do it. The results, the benefits are amazing. Um, if anybody wants a deeper understanding or an alternative perspective on it, go ahead and get that Napoleon Hill book, Think and Grow Rich, and look up the chapter about sexual transmutation because it gives you a very introspective um, look as to how it actually works on a psychological level. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the perspective that's going on around there. I feel like we all just need to piece everything together to help get a more thorough and dynamic perspective on this entire phenomenon because it's amazing and it's universal. It's energy and it needs to be properly, described and thoroughly described. So I encourage everybody to get on that. A lot of what I hear people talking about is the same thing. I mean, confidence, energy, focus, determination, just everything positive that you can think of is a result of you channeling that powerful energy that we know is sexual energy. No, it's not even sexual energy. It's just energy. If you notice that every type of energy that you can describe is energy with another word placed in front of it. So you have energy, sexual energy, um, motivational energy. Like, it doesn't matter what it is that you think of, physical energy, everything has the root term energy in it because that's all we are. That's all we are. Atoms, protons, neutrons, that's all energy. The sun is a chemistry equation, a sum of natural gases and minerals that are just burning and exploding, and have been doing so for billions of years or however long. That's all energy. Light, vibrational frequency is energy. Sound is energy. The voice, that I'm speaking to you with, the medium upon which my energy is being transmitted is energy. Through this electricity, through the internet, through the technology that's invested in this laptop that I'm using. So everything is energy. It just energy comes in different forms, and that's all that you have to realize. So once you understand that root concept, you'll then be able to you'll then have a stronger foundation to move on in terms of understanding no fap, so that you can you know you can move with purpose. Anytime you have purpose behind anything that you do, you increase your determination and strength and focus tenfold, if that makes sense to anybody. Like, I mean, you're going to school. Why? You're going to school because you want to major and get your degree and become a professional in whatever career field. Let's say with myself, nutrition. School seems like nothing to me because I have purpose behind it. So, just like with anything in life, you have that purpose behind it. So increasing that purpose is going to come through understanding, um, the deeper principles, and that just pretty much has everything to do with the fact that it's energy, and sexual. We have been wired sexually, genetically, to look for means of reproduction, survival. Our survival instinct is the strongest, and that our survival as a race only comes through reproduction. We all know that. So I just wanted to thank everybody who took the time out to take a look at my video, and I just want to say it's just been an amazing experience, an amazing journey. I plan to go not as long as I can, but I plan to go on until I find a woman that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I'm already talking to a couple women right now, and it's great conversation. Like, and that's just another thing. Like, the chemistry is just it's just there. It's just so kinetic once you reach this level and higher. Like, and it's not even 6 months or higher. Like, within like a week, you'll notice some changes. Because your body's fiending, and because it's fiending so much for that outlet, it'll start shooting out energy into other aspects of your life, and you'll start noticing, oh, you know what, I had a little pep in my step today. You know what, I had a little more energy today. I had a little more focus, a little more concentration today. I didn't even sleep good last night. A lot of people are reporting a lot of people are reporting that they don't even sleep. They're not even good sleepers. Like they only sleep like maybe like 3 or 4 hours a night, and they still have like just like a coffee high type of energy that they have throughout their day. So it's great. Um, but yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And like I said, to anybody that's thinking about it, just do it. And God bless you all. Thanks.